If I don't get immunity, then...
The special counsel prosecuting Donald Trump urged the U.S. Supreme Court to reject the former president's bid to further delay his trial over Trump's alleged efforts to overturn his 2020 election loss. In a Wednesday filing to the top justices, special counsel Jack Smith said, quote, "The nation has a compelling interest in seeing the charges brought to trial." If the justices do not immediately reject Trump's request, Smith asked that they take up the case and hear it on a fast-track basis. That comes after lawyers for the former president on Monday asked the top court to intervene in a ruling that denies him absolute immunity in the federal criminal case. Trump's lawyers argued in a brief to the Supreme Court that without such a shield, quote, "the presidency as we know it will cease to exist." As Trump runs for re-election, his legal team are trying to get an appeals court in Washington, D.C. to reconsider a February ruling that rejected his claims of immunity in the federal criminal case against him. They want the court's full slate of judges involved, rather than just a 3-judge panel that made the ruling. And now they want the Supreme Court justices to pause the criminal trial proceedings while they make their case. Smith told the justices that granting such a request would serve only to unnecessarily postpone Trump's trial. Given the gravity of alleged crimes Trump is charged with, Smith argued it was not an appropriate time to, quote, "recognize a novel form of absolute immunity from federal criminal law." Trump is the frontrunner for the Republican nomination to challenge Democratic President Joe Biden in November's presidential election. If the Supreme Court grants Trump's request or does not otherwise resolve the case quickly, the trial could be pushed to late in the campaign or after the election.